Let's georeference using ArcGIS Pro. So I've got a project set up here, just a blank project, kind of zoomed into where I know I'm going to be working roughly. What I'm going to do first is just drag in the image that I'm working with. So that old Nantucket map again that we looked at in lesson 1. And I'm just going to drag it over there, and it shows up here in my contents pane. Reality, it's over here in Null Island, right? Or is that 0, 0? It doesn't really know where it is yet, so it just puts it at coordinate 0, 0, which happens to be there. That's fine. Let's move it over and get this closer here. So what I'm going to do is kind of zoom into the area that I know that I want to work in. And I'm going to go to the, if I'm clicked on the JPEG here, if I go to the imagery tab and then hit the georeference button, you'll notice I have new georeferencing tools shown up here. If I hit the fit to display, it's going to drop that map in and just fill up my screen there. So it's not really, it's close, but it's not really where I want it to be yet. So we'll zoom out a little bit and we can see. So if I go to the raster layer, and I'm clicked on there, and I hit the transparency, and I make that, let's slide that to about 50%, so I can kind of see what I'm dealing with, right? So this is where I'm at. I may, if I want to, go back to georeference and then hit the scale bar button, and I can kind of move it in a little bit, get it a little bit closer, move it a little bit, kind of get it within the ballpark so you can see it and you can zoom in, and that's what we have, right? So we're in the neighborhood. That's fine. This will adjust as we go. Now let's add some control points. So hit the Add Control Points button from the point source. So you use your old image first. I'm going to click right on the end there and click there, and it is already kind of jumps and lines those up. Let's use the same points I used when I did this in QGIS. So I'm going to click here, that's end of this road as it hits the ocean. And that's going to go to right there. So kind of does it on the fly, which is nice. Now I want the image of Brant Point. And it's going to go right there. And it gets closer and closer every time. Right, and that looks pretty good. Let's pond here and the old image first. So now it gets a little confusing, but that's going to go there and that's going to go there. Brings it a little bit better. Now let's do eel point. Now that's a little weird. Let's try this point of this pond here where it hits the ocean, and then there, and let's do this Pocomo point there to point there, right? Okay, so now we have 6 control points. If we play around with the transparency, we can see that this is really pretty good. Right? Play around with these sandy areas up here, but we've got 6 points. We're pretty good there, right? So we've got it now. It's pinned down to the earth. These points, we could keep going and do more points if we wanted to. Maybe get up to 10 or so if I was really doing this. But I will stop right there. You could keep going. In order to get this as a TIFF, you're just going to right click, go to Data, Export Raster, and then you get the Export Raster panel here. Make sure this is set to TIFF, and it's going to, everything else should be fine. And hit Export, and you've told it where to save it, and then you have your GeoTIFF of your image that is ready to be popped right into Soar. So similar process for both QGIS and ArcGIS Pro. You have the 2 panels. Sometimes they're on the same screen, sometimes they're separate, but just click on the reality, click on your image, get a bunch of points, export it as a GeoTIFF, and you are ready to go.